Many viewers are familiar with the pioneering work in affordable housing done by Habitat for Humanity. The organization has projects in Boston developed since the 1980s, but it's also known for its Greater Boston Restore in West Roxbury. In the spirit of affordable housing, the store sells donated furniture, appliances, and materials. And to mark the store's 3rd anniversary, there will be a celebration tomorrow. Our guests are taking part. One is known to viewers as the former host of the PBS series This Old House. We'd like to welcome Steve Thomas, and also with us is the store manager, Paul Decoulos. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I want to start with Paul. Talk about this for people who haven't been to this store yet. What does it do?
The store takes donated merchandise, furniture, appliances, cabinets, light fixtures, and we resell them to raise money for Habitat so they can build homes.
Now, these are things that you sometimes see put out with the trash. So do people actually donate things that are, well, too good to put out in the trash?
We get all kinds of treasures. We get really amazing donations. People come in, one-of-a-kind pieces of furniture you can't buy anymore, mid-century modern furniture. We get appliances. People remodel, buy a new home, remodel it, decide they're going to enlarge the kitchen, get all new appliances, and we get the old ones that are only a couple of years old.
Steve Thomas, one thing I'm sure you're very familiar with is sometimes older is better. So what about the store?
The thing with Habitat for Humanity Restore is that you have to think about Habitat as a global tool to solve the housing problem in the world. 1.6 billion people live in poverty housing. You can read that as being slums. A couple years ago, on my first assignment with Habitat, I was in Africa's largest slum in Nairobi, Kenya, and Kibera. And Habitat for Humanity Restore, is a way to help get at the housing problem. You take stuff that's going to be landfilled or thrown away or not used, perfectly good household stuff, appliances and so on. You use it to raise money to prosecute Habitat's primary goal, which is to build houses. So to me, that's the real power of the Restore. Restore and the primary mission of Habitat go hand in glove.
Paul, what about the prices here? Because these are things that people go to a big box store to buy when they're new. So I'm sure there's some difference here between their prices and your prices.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. We sell some refrigerators for $100.
$100 for a refrigerator?
$100, a little older one, but certainly a well-running, sufficient refrigerator. And stoves, $150, $200 is a very common price point for us. And on some of the furniture, it's well below anything you would buy at any other retailer. It varies on condition, of course, but they're huge bargains on furniture.
But it's also stuff you can't find anywhere else. Yeah. So if you're looking for one of a kind, you're looking to repurpose something, you're looking for something unique to put in your house. I'm doing a renovation project on a little Victorian in a seaside village in Maine. And I hit the Restore looking for cool stuff.
Yeah, I've gotten some great one-of-a-kind pieces, and then that's what people come in looking for. They come in looking for the treasures. I have people that come in every single week. They want to find that item.
Now, here in Boston, I guess you've got a lot of potential customers like this, because you have the big old Victorians and you've got the 3-deckers, which are from the same period. So I guess a lot of those different kinds of customers can find things.
Oh, absolutely.
But the other side of it is donations. An operation like Habitat for Humanity Restore runs on donations. So it's not just the buying of this stuff, it's the donating of the goods that the Restore needs. So if you're downsizing, you're selling your house, you're retiring, you're selling your house in the suburbs, and you're moving into the city, what do you do with all of that furniture? Give it to the Habitat Restore. You're moving out of a dorm right here for the season until you come back to school next year. What do you do with all that stuff? Donate it to the Habitat Restore. There's a lot of, if you're renovating your house and you've got a perfectly good kitchen that's coming out, donate it to the Habitat Restore. You get a tax write-off, and then all of that stuff doesn't go into a landfill. It gets sold for hard dollars that dollar for dollar go right back into your community. That money stays in your community. It doesn't go elsewhere.
Right, yeah. Steve, imagine with some of these pieces of furniture, you're talking about serious money, because yes, maybe a table and chairs is one thing, but you got kitchen, maybe some sort of a place for storing dishes and glasses and things like that, cupboard or whatever. That could be a big deal.
It's still a bargain price if you were to compare it to even what people charge on Craigslist. My prices are better. And like Steve said, though, it's all based on the donations. I'm very fortunate. We get great furniture, appliances, and cabinets, and I want to continue to get great kitchens, appliances, and furniture because it really is our lifeblood for what Habitat does, and also so people can get great bargains.
And you'll pick up, right?
Oh yeah, we pick up. We pick up 4 times a week, and I'm hoping to stretch that to 6 or 7 pretty soon.
And what's the radius?
We pick up in the greater Boston area. It's probably about 50 miles from Boston. We'll go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll head out there. We'll go.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
We'll drive.
you can drop stuff off?
And you can drop off anytime we're open, which is 6 days a week, basically 10 to 5.
See, what about people who want to take something and work on it too? Is this the kind of a store you'd recommend them to go to?
I run into, one of the things I do for Habitat for Humanity, because I work for Habitat International, so I'm all over the country and all over the world. One of the things I do is do stuff on the web, films on the web for Habitat. And one of the things I did was, who goes to the restore? And there are a lot of artists who go to restores, Habitat restores, looking for one-of-a-kind objects that they can incorporate into their art. One guy in Santa Fe, New Mexico, owned a bunch of craftsman-style houses, and he was always looking for odds and ends to fix his houses and try to keep them period. Another three-dimensional artist just found oddball things at the restore, combined them into sculptures. So, and they say, look, you have to go and browse the restore. These guys would do it once, twice, 3 times a week. So you never know what you're going to find. It is a treasure trove.
Probably nice if you walk in the store and you can talk to someone who has some ideas, at least a few starting points about it. You have some people in your staff who can help.
Steve's going to be at the store tomorrow.
Well, I know, that's one day. That's one day. But,
so, and he'll be more than glad to answer all your questions.
I'm sure he knows a few things too. But what about other people on other days?
Well, we have a lot of volunteers as well, of people that do that type of stuff in their free time, and some retired. And some artists, like Steve had mentioned. So there is some expertise there. And I'll say that, I can answer pretty much all the questions now on furniture. I'm pretty good because I've refinished a few pieces on my own as well.
You cherry pick the good stuff out of your store?
No, I wait patiently and hope no one buys it.
So tell me, what are you going to be doing tomorrow exactly?
I'm going to be answering questions, do a meet and greet, answer questions. There's some sort of a raffle. And the prize is, I'm not sure what the prize is.
Well, we're doing a couple raffles. One's a raffle for a storage shed, a 5x7 metal storage shed.
Restore T-shirts in the raffle, travel mugs, Habitat screwdrivers, and copy of my first book, The Last Navigator.
Yes, signed.
Signed,
right.
Yes.
And Paul, let's talk about the times and the location here. This is on VFW Parkway, and tell people exactly where and what time we're talking about.
Well, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5, Sundays 12 to 5, and we're at 1580 VFW Parkway in West Roxbury, right across from Prime Toyota.
And you're also near Joanne Fabric, because we had some kitchen chairs we tried to get reupholstered, and we were doing some shopping there. Okay.
Right next to Joanne's Fabric. And you can just go to the website, habitatbostonrestore.org.
Thank you very much, Paul Decoulos and Steve Thomas. Up ahead, the art segment with Chris Harding.